It's right up there with the Taj Mahal and the Eiffel Tower in the league of easily recognisable world landmarks. It's the Sydney Opera House's outward appearance that makes it so famous, the vision of Danish architect Bjørn Utzon. He won an international design competition with his revolutionary concept way back in the 1950s.
January 1957. After an exhaustive international competition, the adjudicators select as the winning design these simple sketches submitted by a young Danish architect, Bjørn Utzon. February 1959. The site chosen, the details of design approved, and work begins.
Utzon had control of the Opera House's construction through to the mid-1960s, right up to the installation of the shells. But he ran into problems with his client, the New South Wales government, when it came to fitting out the interiors. The government wasn't satisfied that Utzon had a clear idea of how the performance spaces would work. As Public Works Minister at the time, Sir Davis Hughes was the politician to whom Utzon had to answer.
Look, there's nothing from a working drawing point of view. There are images, concepts, but nothing real.
He had a definite idea about what he wanted to do.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it, and an enormous amount of research went into this.
Bill Wheatland was a member of Utzon's small team of architects. His job was coordinating the implementation of the interior plans.
I have a conspiracy theory that they didn't want them anyway. It was something they couldn't understand, they being the bureaucracy, if you like. They couldn't understand. So they preferred perhaps to shove it to one side, put their own team in with conventional methods of working, and produce what we see here now.
April 1966. A new government in office. A new minister, Davis Hughes, responsible for the Opera House. The sensational resignation and departure of Bjørn Utzon. March 1967. And in the vacuum of Utzon's withdrawal, a new consortium of architects, Hall, Todd and Littlemore, complete stage 2. The shell-like roof is up, the sails hoisted at last.
We had Peter Hall, Lionel Todd, David Littlemore and Dr. Ted Farmer, who was the government architect. Very sensitive people who undertook a tremendous task. When they came here, after 9 years, the interior was nothing, not a thing. And they created that.
How different would have this interior been had Utzon's vision been realised?
Well, it'd be as chalk as was to cheese. You would have had a harmonic or harmony between the two, inside and the outside. And if you look today, there is no harmony. I mean, the two are totally separated. They could have been just in different buildings. This could have been put in what you see there could have been put in a square building without any trouble at all. They don't bear any relation. The inside doesn't bear any relation to the shells. And there's no harmony, if you like, visual harmony between the two things.
Do you think the nature of the building would change much if you didn't come back?
Yes, very much so. It wouldn't have the same harmony as it has now. My interiors were created before the exteriors, and they are one thing. You can't separate them. So you will destroy the harmony in the building, and the flow of the spaces completely when you're altering the program.
What I really wanted, there had to be a program of development, stage by stage, for the next 5 years. And so I asked him for this kind of a program, a critical path, if you like, showing when this will be ready, how they all fit in together. Now that's a standard thing in any building. And when we got the new architects, I imposed on them the same parameters as I did on Utzon.
As to who was right and who was wrong, well, that old debate has been reopened with an exhibition here at the Opera House of Utzon's drawings for the interior. After decades out of sight, they've been resurrected from the archives of the New South Wales Mitchell Library by architecture student Philip Nobis.
What I found was a work in progress by one of the greatest architectural minds of the 20th century, working in conjunction with experts, recognised experts in their field, which was cut short in February '66 and totally just discontinued and disbanded.
From what you've gleaned from his papers, could the interiors have worked the way he wanted them to?
I have no doubt that Utzon could have completed the building as he wanted it to be completed.
To better illustrate what Utzon had in mind, Nobis has used technology that was not available to Utzon.
But what computer model does is it gives people a sense of being there. Straight away, you don't have to imagine anything. You don't have to look at an architectural drawing and try and work out what's what. You're actually in the space, moving through it.
It was a great day when Utzon was chosen to do this job because he made a huge contribution. Sadly, it was an equally great day when he left because we then had a team with vigour, new ideas, young, enthusiastic, who took over and created one of the best interiors and total theatre complexes in the world.
It is remarkable that it was ever built in the first place, but it's also a tragedy that it was ruined before it got came to fruition.